Hey everybody, happy Sunday to all of you tuning in to the Cigar Vixen channel. As you may have noticed, I've kind of changed up things once again. I've been doing that a little more frequently than normal just because I'm, like a lot of you out there, still kind of stuck at home. And so, boredom sets in and you kind of start to, do different projects and whatnot. So I recently, kind of redid my little background here, moved things around and just that kind of stuff. So we're once again, lovely state of California, we're being locked down in a lot of situations, restaurants closing back, churches closing again, a lot of crazy stuff happening, statues getting pulled down, churches getting burned. Yeah, if there was ever a time to, to pray more, depending on what your views are, definitely I would encourage prayer. And after, I would encourage lighting up a nice cigar and probably pouring a drink. Let's face it, we've got to find the positive in this craziness. So anyway, I decided to do my top 5. I've also added some different color to my hair. Again, boredom kind of sets in and crazy things happen. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend or have had a fantastic weekend and are looking forward to a positive and productive week ahead. So this week's lineup is kind of all cigars that have been around for a little bit, with the exception of the one that I'm smoking now, which is my number 5. This is a newer introduction, and it is a super sweet, infused, aromatic. It's a sweeter cigar. It's not a traditional, just regular, type of cigar. This is the Leather Rose, and it's a newer introduction from Maduro Estate as part of the Deadwood series. There were 3 other ladies already in that Deadwood lineup. There is the Crazy Alice, the Fat Bottom Betty, and then Sweet Jane, and now the newest member, Leather Rose, with the gorgeous band. I absolutely love these kind of Day of the Dead feel to the bands. This one is said to have a little bit more kind of a, power or spice to it. So far, I'm getting into it and it's very sweet. So once you look past the sweeter element, which in this case, it's nice. It's a kind of a chocolatey, almost brownie-like. To me, it kind of reminds me of a brownie sweetness. And then there's the little hints of kind of some vanilla in there, as well as just a touch of spice on the finish, just a bit. And then if you search for it and once you kind of let that sweetness settle for a second, you can pull out a little bit of an earthiness, more traditional to just a tobacco flavor. But it's, again, heavily sweetened. So if you're not a fan of the sweet cigars, you may be a little hesitant to try out one of these cigars, but it's nice. And it's certainly a cigar that I would recommend to kind of end your day with versus starting your day with. If you're a person who smokes multiple cigars throughout the day, I certainly wouldn't recommend having this as your first cigar and then moving on to just, regular traditional type of cigars. I would end your day with this one, just because that sweetness is going to kind of hang around for a little while. But again, it's a cool band and a nice new, something fresh to the lineup. So that's always fun. And these should be available pretty soon, if not already, obviously through Deadwood Tobacco, but in various locations you can find them as well. So certainly check out Leather Rose. She's beautiful. 5x54 torpedo. Moving on to number 4 is another, actually, by Drew Estate, the Norteno. Love, 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 love this cigar. Blended by Willie Herrera. It's a gorgeous Maduro flavor bomb featuring a Mexican San Andres Maduro wrapper, Honduran binder, Nicaraguan filler. So again, leather, very strong on the leather, and then sweet, but again, nothing compared to, getting an actual infused aromatic type of flavored sweetness. It's not like that. It's a natural sweetness. So there's the subtle sweet notes of dark chocolate more so. And again, those aren't super, super sweet. They're more of again, traditional dark chocolate kind of has a little more of the friendly bitter sweetness, I guess you could call it. There's also the roasted coffee, kind of a salt and a pepper mixed in there, but a really nice offering. Again, love the Norteno. That's definitely a cigar I have a lot of the time in my humidor, and you know, kind of smoke those throughout my year all the time. So those are really good sticks. If you've never had one, certainly search for one. Number 3 is gonna go out to the LFD Reserva Especial. I have had this one on the lineup before. It's been a little bit. All the LFD cigars are kind of you know, stronger in their offering. They are made at the beautiful La Flor Dominicana factory in the Dominican Republic. Gorgeous facility, gorgeous fields and factory altogether. I've been to both. They're really something special to see. Can't wait to eventually get back out there traveling. I know we're all kind of at a standstill lately with all this stuff, so it's kind of makes you appreciate it, thinking about going, you know, eventually sometime, hopefully, God willing. So, but the cigar itself has an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, Dominican Piloto Cubano on the filler, and the Nicaraguan binder. So this one is not as strong. You have an actual creaminess to it, cashew, light on the leather, just kind of a nice subtle sweetness. Certainly lighter in the spice element compared to a lot of the other LFD offerings. So different, but it's still a really nice, flavorful, medium to full-bodied cigar still. And then moving down the line to number 2, we have the Unica 400. I have had this one on the lineup not too long ago. This was kind of a brought back to you line kind of a thing, vintage, if you will, La Unica 400. This one has a Connecticut Shade wrapper, Dominican binder, and filler. It's a 4.5 by 50. This one you have the faint, kind of a faint citrus in the background. You get the graham crackers, the hay. It's creamy. It's a nice morning coffee cigar. So for example, this would be a good one. There's that, did I already say graham cracker? It has a little bit of like that graham cracker honey sweetness, subtle, but it's there. But with coffee, so like this is a morning coffee stick that if you want to start your day like that, and then again, transition later on down the line, you can, you know, end your day with, if you wanted to try more on that super sweet kind of a cigar, just something a little bit different than a lot of us have in our regular wheelhouse. Again, just something kind of fun, kind of to change it up a little bit. I mean, a lot of us are still at home, so why not just, you know, try things out. Number 1 this week is going out, kind of a shout out to my oldest brother. He's a huge fan. This is probably his favorite cigar, the Ashton VSG. Not new by any means to the cigar world. Fabulous cigar. That's the VSG Virgin Sun Grown. Beautiful flavor profile on this cigar. One of my favorites in the Ashton line. It's just a classic. It's one of those kind of trusty go-tos. Definitely, if you spot them for a good price in a regular brick and mortar, grab a box. They age well, they smoke well. They're just really nice cigars. So this one has a Sumatra seed Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper. Binder and filler is from the Chateau de Fuente in the Dominican Republic. It's been extra aged. It has a nice fuller body, a longer finish. You get the dark chocolate pepper. You have a creamy cedar. This one also gives you little hints of like the baking spices, so some nutmeg in there, cinnamon. Just gives you a nice journey throughout your whole smoking experience. So kind of started and ended on the complete opposite ends of the spectrum as far as tobacco regions, and certainly on flavors this week with my number 1 and my number 5, like totally different ends of things. So again, try them all out. I try and come up with different combinations and different things for you guys to recommend for your weeks of smoking. And I'm assuming that you guys are people that are smoking, you know, various cigars throughout the week. So definitely pick one of each up if you can. And I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are you going through currently? Are you, depending on where you're at in the world, you know, what's happening around you? I think we all share in that camaraderie. And, you know, let's hang in there. Let's smoke some good cigars and pour something nice and get through these times. So love to hear your comments. I do read them personally. And thank you so much for all of you who post, you know, really stories and just compliments and questions and all of those things. Thank you so much. And I do wish you a fabulous week. And thanks for tuning in. Cheers.